How are you doing? So it has been an amazing day. Active. I have got access to these two doors. I saw that there were some guys doing some construction work, and they were actually swapping these for some new ones, and they allowed me to have it. So much appreciation and gratitude for it. To beings who are asking of what they're able to donate and whether or not I need assistance, you know, some ask, you know, whether or not I need a worker. It is all in voluntary. Like, you can volunteer to contribute, not to be idle or to rather be like a spy agent, you know, but more or less to contribute to the whole initiative, because this is the whole restoration process and remodeling and remolding some sort of purpose, you know, and restoring life in this building. So it is the first international indigenous court, all right, from right here, in beautiful Caribbean. So when I mentioned being the queen of the private island located off the coast of South America, which is the Caribbean, I'm speaking about here. And I'm not just the queen of the Caribbean, South Americas, also North Americas. Northwest Americas is who the West Indians are. My roots and ancestry from North Americas. Much love, much honor, as well as, you know, the self-motto that I roll with very much. Every day I take it with me, daily, I take it with me daily. This self-motto is to turn every disaster into influential masterpieces. Okay, so I continue to turn every disaster into influential masterpieces. You know, when we begin a task, an assignment, we set goals. We start this new project. There's always a test factor. The test factor where we'd have like entities and baby shape-shifting as what we refer to as some kind of demon, to distract, to break your focus, to break your confidence, to break your spirit and stuff like that. And you just, you know what? It's good when you're able to see that, you know, perhaps this being needs to heal themselves, more or less. Like, they themselves have their own traumas to deal with, all right? So at the end of the day, it's just to kind of, you know, turn down that noise, that distracting noise pollution, you know, and more or less, you know, restore that balance and peace of mind within yourself. So let no one, or not anything at all, demotivate you from continuing to rise to where you aspire to be. Okay, so that is one of my most powerful self mottos, as well as it is a tool that I take with me every day. Talk about tools, I'd have to now create my own room, and I also have see how I'm able to also have some other tools to facilitate my work space here that I would be contributing to daily. I no longer have the access to the tools I've been using. However, it doesn't mean that it will stop me from doing what I need to do. All right? So it is an initiative that is meant to actually contribute to the community at large. It is not for the benefit of myself only, meaning that it is a space that I'm working on here. I'm not employed by any being. I have been an entrepreneur for a great deal of years. I've worked private sector, off and on in some spaces that I've been able to pay a salary, and some spaces that was not able to pay a salary, all right? However, I still do keep myself occupied. And the reason why I'm speaking in this language art is because I know that there are beings who are doing their best out there. They're doing what they will, you know, in every living breath. However, when it comes to some spaces and perhaps the roof that we live under is not enough. That's not to say, well, hey, you know what, I'm not worth anything, I'm not worthy. It's not the case, all right? The Most High is always our guiding principle and shield, and I continue to stay connected to the Most High and always give thanks and gratitude to the Most High and every other being who served me in royalty. As we are royals, I am royal. Highest Imperial Majesty, Goddess Empress Trinity, also known as designer Ternicka Mahabal. So as a designer, I've had my ups and downs. I've been renting, and I have lived a great deal of years by myself. You know, aside from recently, 2020 till now, where I'm more, you know, close with relatives, more or less in between by myself. Otherwise, it is an experience, all right? So regardless of that, as I've said before, it's the whole ability to turn any disaster into an influential masterpiece, and this is what I'm doing here. So bit by bit, I will continue to do what it takes to outsource the materials. I need galvanized, 16 feet, galvanized, some actual boxing board, some 2x4, some other things to actually help with to restructure the entire space. For now, it looks very much artistic. All right? To me, it feels like an art gallery already. And as a designer, I love, I've always been a fan, not fan, in love with art. You know, anything creative. I love music as well too. It's just that. So I would continue to turn whatsoever is a disaster into an influential masterpiece as my secret divine alchemy of healing. So I'm not the demon to come out here and be a pest or to provoke the whole peace of another being for mediocre reasons. It makes no sense. It means that misery loves company, right? I'm not a miserable being. So like I said, feel free to donate. Much appreciation to the guy who gave me these $2. I really appreciate it. Stay connected. The royal family, primordials, as well as Trinity Royal University of Higher Learning, also known as higher tuning or tuning higher. It is the truth, and the truth shall and will continue to set us free. And the truth only begins within ourselves, with ourselves and who we are. Okay, so this is that. I would do what I can to raise the funds otherwise to afford the materials, because Beans asking if it's funded by any government, corporate government entity space. No, it's not. It's just in this retrospect as primordial, indigenous, American sovereign, also known as the Amerindian mule. I'm doing my best. I'm doing what I will in purpose. And should there be any beings who are of the similar integrity of purpose, they would see the value and worthiness of this whole initiative, as well as my own contributions as well, and do just that. They will contribute as they see fit. So the Most High is always the guiding principle. Much love, much gratitude. Stay amazing. It has been an amazing day. Always give thanks, regardless of what type of challenge comes your way. It is your best friends. Accept it as a friend, because it's what it teaches you. It's many things. It teaches you how to deal with certain things, as well as to how to climb up the ladder. Snake and ladder is no problem. You learn how to dodge a snake, and use it as your advantage as a ladder. All right, the snake as well could be the ladder too. All right, so is that. I hope you all have a fabulous one. Stay connected for the next day. It's a vibe. It is a vibration. It's a vibe. Hieroglyphics. The primordial hologram and hologram. Okay.